Somebody's got sound coming through. Hey. Somebody has sound coming through.
I hear it. I think it's over there.
Joe. You got sound coming through your computer. Somebody's got sound coming through.
I'm muted.
Hey.
I'm looking for it.
Somebody has sound coming through. Joe. You got sound coming through your computer. Somebody's got sound coming through.
Okay.
I don't know what the fuck it's doing, dude.
I hear it.
What the fuck it's doing, dude? Yeah, it's coming through to YouTube.
I hear it.
Yeah.
I'm like triple mute. And breaking news as well.
I don't know what the fuck. I honestly, I don't know what the fuck. And I honestly, like, if the show ends right now, I'm good with it.
Why is that?
I don't know. It sounds fine here, but there's something coming through on the other side. There's something coming through on the other side.
Maybe it'll come through all right. Optimistic, not pessimistic. We got this, baby. Baby, I'm ready to go. Optimistic, not pessimistic. We got this, baby. Let's get this thing rolling, baby. Baby, I'm ready to go.
I got an idea. Hang on. No, he's out.
Get this thing rolling, baby.
I got an idea. Hang on. All right. Well, we'll see what happens here. If we're sounding funky on the air,
yeah, please let us know.
Let us know, please.
I know we look funky, but we don't want to sound funky.
Who looks funky?
I know I do.
We got an amazing show to close out the week. To close out an amazing week, we got an amazing show.
Listen, we have an amazing show every single day of the week, it feels like. What are you doing? Is that Stevie? Start playing the piano.
I can't play the piano. My kid can play the piano pretty good. I can't play the piano.
Yeah, I've never tried.
Yeah, bro, it's been a great week. Listen, Roy Hinson.
Money.
Yeah, definitely, right? Craig Elo.
Oh, good one for me.
Billy Jaffe.
Incredible.
Steve Hartman.
No relation to?
Steve Martin. No relation to Steve Martin.
Mary Hartman.
And you all sound fine on X. All right, cool. Thank you. Appreciate it. Mark Casey. Oh, so Hartman, though. Hartman gave us the clip of the week. And in my opinion, Hartman gave us the clip of the history of the Bleacher Brothers show so far.
What?
When he said that last night's game would be LeBron James' last game as a Laker.
Oh, yes. That was amazing.
Yeah.
I watched that a few times, honestly.
Yeah. Oh, I thought here I am thinking that we're getting thousands of people. It's just you watching it over and over and over.
I'm so excited.
Rat bastard. Mark Case, phenomenal last night. Or Mark Cassie, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And Joe Klein. And of course, Joe Q in studio, Nick the Flick in studio. But we're not done. We got Frank the Bank tonight. All right. We've got who else do we have, Joe?
Caton Bredar.
Oh, here we go. I got to turn you back on. There you go.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
Caton Bredar.
Caton Bredar?
Bredar, yeah.
Bredar, though, right? Not Bredar. Like
Bredar.
Bredar, like radar?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sounds like somebody from Star Wars. I'm with
Trust me,
that.
somebody who watches FanDuel as religiously as I do
Yeah.
knows it's Bredar.
Big
All
deal.
right. Joe
Big deal
knows.
tonight,
Joe
Joe.
knows. This afternoon, we've become the Kentucky Derby, like your go-to place for Derby content. I mean, we had Jason Worth this afternoon
Yes.
live at literally getting chased out of locations at Churchill Downs today. Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, security was, and he basically said, "Don't you know who I am?" And they're like, "Out." And then the manager came out. Yeah, it was good stuff. But yeah, so Jason Worth has got he's got flying Mohawk in the race this weekend.
Yeah,
so a lot of good stuff. And look, last night, let's wrap up this NBA. Look, I know I gave out the Lakers as a pick last night, but I also gave out the over. Did I not, Joe?
You did.
I gave out both overs last night. Both overs hit.
Right.
Both picks lost. But
Wait a minute.
Minnesota didn't go over. Because I played it.
I went Minnesota last night.
Okay.
So we didn't lose. We pushed.
Okay. Yeah,
I did on the air. After you said that, I said nope, Minnesota. I mean, play back, and then I also went. Well, we both went Houston, didn't we?
no. I took Golden
I'm
State.
Golden State.
Oh yeah.
Minnesota.
So I went 2-0 last night.
I am so ready for a fucking summer schedule.
And,
Come on, you love this, AJ.
Timberwolves and the Lakers only got to 199 points last night.
Yeah. Mm.
I'm not telling AJ anymore because I'm chasing them.
Yeah. Stop. You're killing, raining on his parade right now.
So LeBron, is this how LeBron's career
James
ended?
is down. Randall picks up his third. Watch the collision. The foul goes on DiVincenzo for the third time.
I don't know. Is this a shot that should knock you down for the count?
On the collision with Dante DiVincenzo.
He had 8. Number 3 on Randall.
Randall picks up his third. Watch the collision here.
Oh, and he got really hurt by that, huh?
Yeah, apparently. Yeah.
Smaller guy.
Yeah. And then LeBron after the game.
Mid-January on, right when AD got injured, you guys started playing a lot of centerless basketball, and that required a lot from you and Doe and Rui and then Vando once he got back. Just from a physical, like, taxing standpoint, how tough was that for the last 3.5 months to play that style, and do you feel like that caught up at all in this series?
No comment. I never say that because my guy AD said what he needed, and then he was gone the following week. So I got no comment. I put that uniform on every night. I give
Would Mike
everything I
ever
had,
answer a question? No comment.
No.
Yeah, that's all.
That's the same thing as flopping, as far as I'm concerned. I'm so disappointed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, disappointed. Why is it a surprise though that LeBron would do something like that?
Just you want more, right? You want more from somebody who a lot of people consider the GOAT.
Here's look. We like to goof on LeBron constantly because he's easy to goof on, and he says a lot of stupid stuff. LeBron James has been a phenomenal player, and LeBron James is not the problem for the Lakers this season. Okay.
No, absolutely.
The Lakers went out. They made this big move that everyone immediately they ran. Do you remember we covered this? We had the report on this, that they all ran straight to the sports books and bet on the Lakers to win the entire NBA title when you got a fat, lazy, injured Luka. Okay. Now, last night after the game, they asked Luka, I don't have the clip, but they said, tell us, and he's like, oh, I'm hurt. How can you only be hurt on one side of the ball?
Right.
You're only hurt on defense, but your offense, you're not hurt.
Right.
What are you? And there's some idiots that buy that.
It's not.
But there's no condition. LeBron, and I was thinking about this today while I was out. LeBron, and I've heard this, I don't know this for a fact, but he spends millions of dollars every single offseason on his conditioning. You cannot take away, like him, hate him. He's in phenomenal shape, and he does everything that he can possibly do to take care of himself. Can you say the same thing? And with the NBA, when you look at players that are problems and players that are injured often, I think a lot of the injuries come from, it doesn't matter how good the player is, it comes from not being conditioned. Like Joel Embiid, would you say that he's a great player?
Yes.
All right. Would you say that he's well conditioned?
No.
Absolutely not. He's a fat slop.
Right.
Right? Okay. Same thing with Luka.
Yeah.
That's the problem. So now you're stuck. If you're a Laker fan, you're stuck because LeBron is 40. That's the problem. He got old. It happens to everybody. Okay. He's still pretty damn good, but he's not going to carry you on his back at this point.
He's not the
Okay.
number one anymore.
No, he's not. And how am I sticking up for LeBron here? But LeBron's not the problem. The problem is the Lakers screwed themselves now because, I mean, if you're stuck with Bronny, yeah, then that's LeBron's fault. You got to blame him for that. I don't know what the total conditions are there with that. But with Luka, you're screwed.
Yeah.
And this is a guy who went to the NBA Finals last year. And after the Finals, he was interviewed. And I remember this. I don't have the clip, but anybody can go and look it up, I'm sure, and find it. And they said, you know, why didn't you guys win? And he says, look, we ran out of gas. We ran out of gas, and now we know what to expect. If I ever make it this far again, now I know what to expect. He didn't even make it out of the first round.
Right.
So he learned how hard it would be to go all the way to the finals last year. And then a year later, he can't even get out of the first round because he's gassed. And to say, I don't know what's worse, to say no comment if you're LeBron, or if you're Luka, when they say what happened, he goes, well, I'm hurt.
Right.
You're not hurt on one side of the court, not the other side.
It's about accountability. You know, you have to step up and you have to take accountability, and just own up to everything regardless. You know, LeBron, I feel, is the second best player ever to play the game. And he's
better than Magic Johnson?
Yes.
Better than Larry Bird?
Yes. Larry Bird, that's a close one there.
Better than Roy Hinson?
No, because we talked to him.
Better than Craig Elo?
Nope. Yeah, LeBron, top 5.
Better than D. Brown?
Nope. Keep going.
Better than Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson?
Oh, pumped up or unpumped?
It doesn't matter.
All right. No. Yeah, LeBron, you just dropped to the top 10, baby.
All right. So LeBron's an okay player. This is what we're coming to.
Right. But like you said, past prime, and it's a facade. Luka, LeBron was a facade. You know, you just think about the hype, the hope.
People fell for it though.
Who didn't?
I didn't. I
don't know about that.
Go back and watch the tape. That's the beautiful thing with this is that go back and watch it.
I'm gonna go back.
I was not on that at all.
We talked to somebody this week that was on that. Or last week, I can't remember. We talked to somebody.
Look, I disagreed with a lot of things that people said. That I disagree with D. Brown constantly, where he's like, it doesn't matter for the Celtics; they can just flip the switch.
Yeah,
I disagree.
We'll see.
You know what? I'm allowed to have an opinion, even though I didn't win the slam dunk contest, or I didn't. And I'm not like being aggressive to D. Brown. Is what I'm saying is, I respect everybody's opinion, his especially, but I disagree, and I think that Boston, they may run into problems when they get to they're not going to run into problems in the next round because they're going to play one of these two goofy teams that neither one of them, the Knicks or Detroit. And go back and watch it if you don't recall. But before these playoffs started, I said, watch out for the Pacers. Right. And the Pacers made easy work out of Milwaukee. All right. The injury, blood clots, whatever. They made easy work out of them. Everyone said the Lakers were going to beat Minnesota, except for who? Me. I said, watch out for Minnesota. Minnesota scores a lot of points. Okay. This Knicks Detroit series, this is just a goof. I've been wrong every single time I've picked that. Actually, I think I picked one game right. I don't know. I don't care. I hope Detroit wins because the Knicks are just such a mess that I don't.
So let me ask you this.
Go ahead. Ask me. No comment.
It's not I'm being LeBron.
Okay.
Do the Celtics really have to turn it on for either of those teams?
I don't know. You know what? It'll.
I mean,
I don't know.
New York can have a better game, I think, out of the both scoring wise.
You know, I think they're on the same level as Orlando would have been.
So not
But
even
Orlando at least had a really good defense.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is like Keystone Cops watching these Detroit, and it's no knock on Detroit because Detroit sucked last year. So this is a success for them.
No, absolutely.
The Knicks, it's a letdown because there was really high expectations. Nobody expected Detroit to make the playoffs. So you got the Knicks and Detroit tonight. That thing's tipping off shortly. Also tonight, and this one kind of jumped at me right before showtime. Denver at LA. I was kind of baffled at LA minus 6.5. The Clippers were a team. They were one of the other teams that I said, watch out for the Clippers going into this when everybody's like, Denver's the champs a couple of years ago. LA was playing really good, but something happened in that series where everything shifted. And I don't know, like nothing will surprise me at this point. This has just been the wackiest NBA season that I've ever followed. But I'll take Denver plus 6.5 all day long in this series. So that's what I'm doing tonight is I'm taking Denver plus 6.5, plus 6.5 on Novig. On Bet, what's the other one we have? Hard Rock. It was 5.5. Or no, it was 6. It was 6.
Still,
6. Yeah. So half a point can make all the difference in the world. Yeah. So I always like for the game to start so I can get a feel for what's happening in the first 5 minutes. But I kind of like the under 210, I think it is right now. But I'm going to wait until the game starts. And I'm going to be watching the under in this game right here. And that's and then Golden State, what a goof last night. And again, every time I think I figured this out.
Right.
Like playoff Jimmy, what do you have 6 points last night? All right. And Steph garbage 2 nights in a row. And Steve Kerr threw in the towel. And then Golden State actually sort of made a late rally to make the game a lot closer than it was on the scoreboard. I don't know. I don't care. Either way, Golden State or Houston, they're not going anywhere in the West. Nobody's beating OKC. So at this point, why? Just bet. If I'm Steve Kerr, just keep them all on the bench. Send them home now because you're not getting past OKC. So why keep playing?
I'm with you.
Why keep playing?
I have no reason to doubt you. You've said it all year. It happened all year. So why am I going to jump off the wagon?
So speaking of jumping off the wagon, did you see this? This happened in Pittsburgh last night. And, initially it was reported that the guy fell out of the stand. This is rough. If you haven't seen this yet, hang on. Let me reset it and restart it here. So keep an eye there in right field. Boom. Guy falls out. They even blur. But let's go back. Let's go backwards for a minute because I'm not convinced that the guy fell. All right. So he's in a sitting position. He's sitting in his seat. He has to get up out of the seat. You got to look really close. I mean, I can't zoom, but
it looks like he's 5 or 6 rows up.
He literally had to go up from his seat, and then almost it looked like an Olympic sort of dive. And I'm not making light of this, but I'm not buying that he fell out of the seats. Maybe, I don't know. Now, and they're investigating because here's earlier today, or this was last night, I guess. Afterwards, you get the police crime scene. Because if you look at how the cop is standing, and look, we got a weird angle right here, but there's seats behind those cops. You can't just fall out of your seat. Maybe push. Maybe. The Pirates did put out a statement that Stephen will read for us. And go ahead, Stephen. What did
the following
what the
is
Pirates
a statement
say?
from the Pirates chairman Bob Nutting. We are deeply saddened and full and truly heartbroken after the terrible incident that occurred last night. It was one of the most difficult moments many of us have ever experienced. We are devastated. Pirates baseball is a community and our fans are like family. In times like these, we must come together, support one another, and keep him and his loved ones in our prayers. We also want to thank and appreciate the efforts of the first responders who rushed to his attention and provide him with the compassionate care.
Good job, Steven. And good job by the Pirates putting the statement out there. So, yeah, I guess it was. And I don't even know if the Pirates went on to win the game or lose the game at that point. But today, the Pirates were back in action. And Paul Skeens, remember this guy? Nick
Out the right center field.
You got lit up today, bro. 3 home runs in 1 inning.
Kyle
Should have had
Tucker
that on your
into
sleeper
right
pitcher
center
today.
field. Reynolds back at the wall.
Have they figured him out? Is that it? Is it over for Skeens?
Say out
Is,
to left.
what's her
Did
name?
they do it
What's his
again?
girl's
They
name?
most certainly
Yeah,
did.
we'll be done. Will she be dating Bill Belichick next or what?
Mike Tomlin.
Mike Tomlin. Also, all right, talk about money well spent. Juan Soto got his May home run out of the way today.
And he flies.
We had one in April.
Center field. Back of the gap goes
Welcome
Thomas
to
near
May.
the wall. It's out of here. Second of the day for Juan Soto.
So what do we got? We got
He's
April,
broken the
May,
dam
June,
of
July,
the
August, September. So Soto 6 home runs this season. That's worth how much? $700 million, right?
745, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah.
This year, crazy.
Yeah, and and this was a great clip I found today too. When you think of umpires, what do you think of when you think of the personality of a baseball umpire?
Somebody who thinks they're better than you, knows more than you, and is always right.
Yeah.
That's my description.
I would think of, when you think like Belichick's personality, I would imagine him like as an umpire, baseball umpire.
Dull.
Yeah, just like dull, boring. You know, like the video we had on the other night in the interview, and he's getting paid $10 million from UNC to coach that team, but he couldn't even buy a new shirt, or his shirt was all like, it was Belichick. He had a ripped cut off sweatshirt on there, and we were ahead of this. We were a day ahead of this thing with Rico, this story, because this story is now, it is blowing up everywhere. Everyone's talking about it. We hit it with Rico actually first, and the Jordan Hudson is the girlfriend's name.
Okay.
She went storming out. That wasn't the only time she interrupted that interview. She interrupted it repeatedly. Just CBS News magazine didn't release all of them, but there was at one point where I guess the reporter or someone from CBS's team said to her, "You're acting like a publicist. You're not a publicist." And she, like a little girl, she stormed out, and they had to stop the interview for 35 minutes. And the blowback on this is so bad that, so we know Hard Knocks. We love Hard Knocks, right?
Yes.
Okay. Hard Knocks was getting ready to do the first ever college version of Hard Knocks.
Right.
UNC was on board. They signed off. The players signed off. Everybody signed off. Hard Knocks pulled out after this drama with the girlfriend.
I think it could be a lot of trouble. Like if she's already taking this much control over him, like where's his sanity? Where's Belichick?
Is this a hostage situation? Is this elder abuse? I mean, maybe he's no better than Sleepy Joe was.
Is she coaching North Carolina?
Oh. I figured at the very least she's getting free education because of him.
She's definitely getting free education, but is he like gone already? We don't know it. And she just completely hacked him.
I don't know. But let me show you this
Cool,
video.
dude. Used to keep the ball right on. Hey, my night is made. So here comes the
Let
bang
me
of
go
the
back.
aisle.
Hang on. Let me pause. This everything's gonna piss me off tonight. Okay.
Cool, dude.
Let's start.
Used to keep the ball right on. Hey, my night is
There
made.
you go.
So here comes the bang
It's
of the
happy,
aisle.
right? Got a ball
look at
from
the
player.
smile, right? Now he's gonna ruin the night. Are you kidding me? Just playing with the kid. And then the kid
Yeah,
offers
the
him
ump
a
bumped
fist
him.
pound. How great was that? That was
Good job. Good job.
That was pretty good, right?
Yeah, you can't be mad at that.
No, I'm not mad at that at all. But you don't expect that from an ump. Yeah, I don't expect that sort of humor and entertainment and.
But you should expect like just human ambitions in every situation, like or livelihood. Like we should all always be nice to each other all the time, regardless. You know, so many people out here just always hating on people.
Oh God, when are you gonna shut the fuck up? Oh, what's that? What'd you say? No, no, you're right.
Was that yesterday or today?
What?
Every day.
That video from Houston.
The kid, I have no idea. I just found it. Could have been 6 years ago. I have no idea when it's from. I saw it and I thought, hey, you know what? This is kind of cool. And what was cool was that the kid gave the ball up. If you were the kid with the ball, would you have given it up that easy?
No, it's not that.
Yeah.
Watch, go
But then
ahead.
again, the kid's probably got 6 or 7 years old. He doesn't know better.
No, but if I was the dad, I'd have stopped that.
Yeah.
You're not giving that ball back. That's ours.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And what if we bring back? Is this still a trend? Remember when was it Throwback Thursdays?
Yes.
Yeah.
Throwback Thursdays, and today's Thursday. Do they still do Throwback Thursdays?
Phillies do.
All right. Well, I got a Throwback Thursday for you. We were talking about Belichick. It's a picture of Belichick and his girlfriend in the year 2000, right there. Okay. So here we go for your Throwback Thursday right there.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And now who's changing whose diaper now? Yeah.
He might
right.
not even be coherent at this point. I think we're on to something.
Yeah. So
Welfare check.
and let's plug a couple of things here. But sleeper, I did put a sleeper pick in today. Joe, you get some action going, right? Did you do something here today? What'd you do?
Right now I only played Kyle Schwarber hit a home run tonight.
All right, so you got Schwarber hit a home run. I threw something together because I knew we would talk about sleepers. So I just went quickly. Here's what I got you, and tell me what you think about this. I got Anthony Stolarz. You know who he is?
No.
All right, me either. But
Flyers,
he was on
former
special.
Flyers legend.
It's a goalie.
No,
He's-
sarcasm.
He's the guy Luch was hanging out with at Bar A with the Stanley Cup last year in Jersey.
What's the line?
Over 23.5 saves. So I took that. I took Schwarber to hit a home run. Now we know I was hot on that for days, remember? And then he didn't hit any home runs and I stopped playing it. Now, how many days in a row, Joe? Was it 4 days in a row or something like that?
He has 2 in a row.
2 in a row. All right. I got Joker over 6.5 first quarter points. I got Canelo Alvarez. I'm throwing everything into this thing, bro. Canelo Alvarez to not score a knockout. So under a half a knockout. And I got Brunson tonight under 28.5 points.
I like it.
So I took some hockey. I took some basketball. I took some boxing.
I like it.
I was looking for ping pong, but ping pong is not available on the Sleeper app, okay? And what the heck is the Sleeper app?
Your fantasy sports fantasies are about to come true. Sleeper is the easiest
It's your fantasy.
and most social way to play fantasy sports with your friends and rivals.
Dad, Connor keeps kicking my
For the love of Mike, can I have 5 minutes? Draft your team, chat in the app, and live your
Belichick
fantasy
with his
sports
girlfriend.
fantasy. Available on the App Store and Google Play. Sleeper, what's your fantasy?
Sleeper is prop bets on steroids, parlayed, squared. That's how I explain it.
Do the math.
Yeah. Steven, can you figure that out with a calculator real quick?
Pie.
Mm-hmm. I'll take some pie. I could go for some pie right now.
0.
So Steven is out of his seat. Now Steven's going to figure it out. Now that I go to him, we can watch him. Where he's going to get what is going on there? I don't even. He went to get his calculator. All right, hang on. Did you go to grab your calculator?
Yeah, I grabbed my TI 83
Right.
calculator.
All right, cool. So figure that out and then let me know when you have the answer, okay?
What is it?
Exactly what I just said. It's prop bets plus parlays times square multiplied awesome or something like that. So let me know how that comes back if you would. I'm not quite sure. NHL action tonight. There's NHL last night in the NHL.
What happened?
Washington, the team that Luch goes back and forth on, that he roots for, he doesn't root for. They finished off Montreal last night. The Florida Panthers put the Tampa Bay Lightning to bed. All right. And let's see. The Winnipeg took a 3-2 series lead over the Blues. Kyle Connor had a goal and 2 assists last night. Tonight in hockey, and one of these is on our television set right now in here. We got Toronto at Ottawa. The Maple Leafs are up 3-2 in this one. Vegas is going to Minnesota. Vegas is up 3-2 over there. Dallas at who the heck is Dallas? Colorado. Dallas is up 3-2. And then LA is going to Edmonton, and we want Oiler Girl all day, every day. And Oiler Girl is up 3-2 right now. You can tell a quick story here.
I forgot that I'm in Panthers country because after the show, I went across the parking lot to the Buffalo Wild Wings there.
Mm-hmm.
And when Panthers scored a goal, like some people in the back were screaming. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I'm in South Florida.
Yeah.
Forget where you are, man. You can't forget. They rep down here.
We're serious about this stuff.
We're serious for about 12 minutes down here until something better comes along, and then people forget all about.
Well, it won't be the Heat and it won't be the Marlins.
People get
Yeah.
so beginning next week also, programming notes. All right, we don't want to disappoint you, but we're gonna make it easy on you because we took everyone that watches the show into our consideration, and we said, look, all winter long, there's not a lot to do. You're locked in the house. It's freezing cold out. Nobody wants to go outside. The weather's dreary. And, you know, we entertain her. We try our best to entertain. Some nights some nights we succeed. Some nights we fail. That's life. All right. You don't win every single time. Okay. Nobody's forcing you to watch the show, but we appreciate you tuning in. Am I correct there?
Absolutely.
And this is where you said to be nice to people. I'm listening to you. Okay. You think I don't listen. So they're starting to pay off. Yeah. But we also know the summer's coming. Kids are out of school. People want a vacation. You get a lot of other options. The boardwalks are open, cotton candy, concerts, you name it. Okay. And concerts. Are concerts on anybody's list? I mean, is there a concert that you want to, what do you got?
Well, in Philadelphia, we have the Pennypack concert series, and we have these tribute bands that play songs from these older rock groups. Like,
Awesome.
Like we have Heart one week. We have one that does Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath. You know, all those.
And what's it called? The Pennypack?
Pennypack concert series.
All right.
Even though it's no longer in Pennypack Park. That's
Right.
the story.
Okay. So, you know, like me, AC/DC's been on my bucket list. A couple weeks from now, I'm taking that off the bucket list. There's other things that I would like to see. But you know, A, who's coming? B, how am I going to get tickets? Well, that's where Vivid Seats comes in. You know what else I found out? I'm going to work this out with Vivid. Vivid has their own fantasy app also.
Really?
They do. Like Fanatics, clothing company, they got a sports app. Vivid, and this makes a lot of sense. You buy your tickets to a sporting event, and then you bet on the seats, and you get points. That's one of the things that Vivid does, which is really cool that other places don't, is they give you loyalty points. So every time you buy tickets on Vivid, you can redeem the points. Okay. So Steven, can you show us Vivid? Can you pull up Vivid for us? And now, Steven, you are located not in Boynton Beach, Florida, correct?
Correct. I just put it as a current location, but
Why
if
would you give our location away, Steven?
Sorry.
We don't want anybody to know.
No,
where
not
we
the
are.
UK. Not the UK. Not the UK. Stupid internet. One thing I don't think about living and then things like this.
Put in Philadelphia, Steven.
Fine. If I'm in the right box, they have so many boxes on there. Philadelphia, PA.
A lot of boxes. So if you like boxes, you're gonna love Vivid Seats. All right. So in Philadelphia, what do we got coming up, Steven? We got
Kendrick Lamar.
Glasses on.
We have Kendrick Lamar and SCA on Cinco de Mayo.
On Cinco de Mayo. All right. So
at Lincoln Financial Field, so where the Eagles play.
So at the link. All right. So now, Steven, okay, keep going. What else? What else do we got?
We got George Strait and with Chris Stapleton and Parker McCollum.
Is there anybody in Philly that wants to see George Strait, Joe? You guys don't strike me as the George Strait sort of group.
I'd like to see George Strait.
What else? What is it? What's going on there Friday, May 23rd, Steven?
Metallica.
And
Friday.
we're there at the link. All right, so click on Metallica. Let's see, Steven. So if we want to get some seats, so you get the map. pulls up right here. So if you zero in, whoa, look at the setup Metallica has. They had it. They're playing on the 50 on a circular stage.
And the snake pit's the highest one at $1,046 if you want to see, watch them from there.
Wait a minute, hold up. Where the hell is the stage that they're going to perform on? If that, I thought the snake pit was the stage. Where the hell are they performing then? I've never seen a setup like this in my life.
Me either.
What are the?
No, it's a circular stage.
Yeah, the stage is the
Oh, I see that. Okay, so that's in the middle of the stage, the snake pit.
Yeah.
So you get to watch all the action
That's pretty cool.
in this area.
That is crazy cool. All right, so GA Field, Stephen, right? Does it say GA?
Yeah.
Yeah, click on that. General admission field. So what do we got at prices on those tickets?
From $321 to $543, and they rate it, and they say the 321 one is 8.1, and it's great seats.
Beautiful.
It's the lowest price, and they have 1 to 4
Beautiful.
in that area.
Actually, that's not even, there's not going to be any chairs there.
Mm-hmm.
That's just fit as many people in there as you can.
Yeah, that's the lawn seats.
And there's 3 shows you can choose from for Metallica. They were playing 3 times there. They're doing a 4:59 show and a 6 o'clock, and then Sunday the 25th.
Wow. All right. So here I want to go in a different direction for a minute. Get out of Philadelphia and go to Las Vegas.
Got it. Vegas,
Nope.
Here we come.
Now, let's say that we know somebody that might be going to Vegas next week. All right. So what we want to see is, of course, can you get George Strait? Can you get Metallica? Yeah. But can you get Carrot Top? Search for Carrot Top and see if we can get Carrot Top in here.
Carrot Top,
Top,
170 events.
Boom. So let's see. Next week would be like next Thursday. Look for next Thursday would be, yep, right there. What do we got? Find tickets. Okay. Let's take a look and see. Boom. So Carrot Top, there's no snake pit for Carrot Top's show.
You got A, B, section 1, 2, 3, and 4. And they say section 2 and row G is the best out of all the seats for 10 out of 10.
There you go. Because Carrot Top does prop comedy. And if you sit too close, you might get hit with a prop. Yeah. Remember Gallagher would do the watermelons?
Or you might get hit with a dildo like the fans do in Buffalo.
It's happened before.
And they say it's $55.
Now, is there any, like, do they have backstage access and anything here or no? So in some of these ones, I'm not going to send you on a wild goose chase, but I do know that.
Meet and greet does not include show tickets.
There you go. So there's meet and greet. So you can get the meet and greet right here.
Yeah.
So $60 if you were going out there, it would cost you $60 to meet Carrot Top. So if you do decide to go out there, I'll charge you $50 and I'll make a phone call for you. All right. So I could save you the $10.
No, I'm gonna hit up the social media people because he came on our show. I'm definitely getting out.
Yeah.
There you go. So no, I love Vivid Seats. I've been buying seats on the secondary market for years. We actually made a small fortune selling tickets on the secondary market way back in the day. And I love it and I know it well. But once I discovered Vivid, I haven't looked back at all. So
and you can also search, like the searching by artist, team, or venue, and you could see
Kentucky Derby. Put it in there. Let's see.
Kentucky Derby won.
All right. So what?
May 3rd, Churchill Downs. Find tickets. Share this tab instead.
Whoa, look at this. So is it the infield, Stephen? Do you know where the infield is? Yeah, right
here.
There, right there. What does it cost to get in there on
120.
$120? That seems like a steal.
And then right here in this little small area, the general admission area, is $356 to $379.
Wow. So what about finish line in the grandstand over there? Yeah, over there. What do you got?
$883 to $761.
$761. You're gonna win that money anyway when you bet on Sandman to win the thing.
And then the starting line is $662 to $438. It's $438 to $662.
So yeah, Vivid. I love Vivid Seats. And look, if you like the show and you support the show, we're just like you. We are fans. That's what this is. This is a fan network for fans by fans. So, at this point, nobody's really making a gigantic fortune on it. So
here, let's
help support our sponsors. and
Let's mess
that
with the
helps
A's
support
and
the
see
show.
how much they're charging. For
No,
their
we're
game.
good, Steven. We don't need the A's. We're good. Nobody gives a flying fairy tale about the A's. We're good though. Well, good
Okay.
job there. So Vivid Seats, check them out, and you can use the QR code right there at the top of the on the screen right now, or you can use the link in the bio. Okay, but summer, right? When you think of summer, Joe, when I think of summer, when I say summer, what do you think of? First thing,
Baseball.
baseball. All right. How about you, June? I'm not talking anything. Summer.
Fresh Prince.
Fresh Prince.
Ooh.
Oh, summertime. I think of amusement parks.
Okay.
All right. No, like I'm going to be at Universal
Yeah,
and
yeah. Trips.
yeah,
You know, yeah.
roller coasters, like something like this. What says summer better than that?
I don't know. I'm not looking.
Oh, all right. Roller coaster.
I thought we were gonna have this.
No. There's nothing on this show.
I can look back.
There's nothing here that needs to be censored. So, all right. So let's take a quick 30-second, 2-minute break here. When we come back, we got to start talking Kentucky Derby. And what we got coming up here is we got Frank the Bank.
Money.
Yeah, exactly. Money. And we got Caton Bredar.
Radar.
Caton Bredar. You told me it was radar.
No, she's on the radar.
She's on the radar.
Her name
Okay.
rhymes with radar.
Not rhymes with
And we will
radar.
also have breaking news out of Louisville as well.
We're not. Hawkeye is not on here too, right? Like radar.
No,
No. Okay.
The Oval, you said?
Breaking news out of the
Louisville.
Louisville.
Oh,
I thought he said the Oval also.
Yeah, me too.
I was like, good. Trump news. All right. Well,
Heard it here first.
yeah, you heard it here first. So let me get yeah. All right. So we're gonna we'll be back with a lot more Bleacher Brothers show.
Read my note.
No. Where?
We have a scratch in the dirt.
Oh no, I did not see that. Who scratched?
Rodriguez.
Who?
Rodriguez is out.
Oh, okay.
And
Well,
Baez is in.
good. The sound is still coming through. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, some sort of technical nonsense going on here where we're coming through where we shouldn't be, but we should be getting an incredible. Nope, that's not it. I'm troubleshooting. Yeah, it literally makes no sense.
No.
Sound's still coming through, June. Even when I don't know, we don't know where it's coming from, but we're in a break here.
You heard it? Do they hear it though?
They have to because I heard it on YouTube. I pulled YouTube up just to check and whatever. So you're getting behind the scenes stuff here.
I'm muted out completely.
I've tried to mute you out completely, but somehow you always manage to get back in the picture. So breaking news from the Oval. Okay, I'm not talking about the Oval Office. I'm talking about the Oval in Louisville. Is it accurate to call it an Oval, Joe?
Yeah.
Okay, so it is breaking from the Oval.
Is this the Oak?
Hang on, no, this is the Derby, and I got breaking news.
Oh, Louisville.
Yeah, I hold on. Let me get some breaking news music here. Yeah. She sweep with their psycho. They're all psychos. All right, here we go. All right, here we go.
Not mine.
Oh, Joe, this better be big breaking news, bro. That was a dramatic. There's a dramatic introduction we got for you right there.
Rodriguez.
Alex?
No, the horse.
Okay.
Grade 2 winner of the
No.
Memorial is out, according to Bob Bradford.
Out. Bob Baffert. Out. Was he suspended? Was he caught juicing the horse? Is that what happened?
The horse has a slight bruise on his right front foot.
Oh, he saw the
What is this? This is like the NBA. The horse is flopping.
So we have a bunch of ripple effects here.
Mm.
Remember I told you, I might have said it, you might not remember. Flavian
Very
Pratt-
likely, but go ahead.
Flavian Pratt, he's on Baeza, who's now in the race.
Yes.
Baeza, Flavian Pratt is first choice to Baeza, so as a result, he is off of Neoklos. At least I think that's how it's pronounced.
You got to spit this out in a way that where people are going to keep giving a shit in about 3 seconds.
Luis Saez picks up the mount on Neoklos, who
So the jockey's jumping ship
yeah.
over to this other horse. That the only reason he's getting in is because the horse flopped. Because Alex Rodriguez flopped, which sounds about right. And if the horse was juicing, nobody would be surprised, except for Jose Canseco. He would probably want to fist fight me over it.
Yeah, but then wouldn't that be a rat race?
You can't define the word rat.
It's a rodent.
Yeah.
You know what? You have a jailhouse mentality, bro, and that's your biggest problem
No,
in
no,
life.
no. It's not just me. Listen, everybody from I'm not even from New York, but we're just
Let me tell you,
unintelligent.
you also go into those subways in Philadelphia, you can see those rats racing between the train tracks of the L or whatever, the grocery line.
They seem kind of intelligent, right?
Great movie though, Rat Race.
Yeah.
Very, very, very good movie. That was a movie that I used to watch constantly, and now it's never on anymore. And it should be. Like Dodgeball's another one of those movies. So, all right, Joe. So the Kentucky Derby, okay? Or why don't you? Can you give us a nutshell on the Oaks, like a quick nutshell, not like a drawn out long sort of? What are people looking for in the Kentucky Oaks? Which the Kentucky Oaks happens on Friday afternoon. The Kentucky Oaks is the Kentucky Derby for female horses that identify as their birth gender, which is female. Okay.
Not to be confused with
Uncle Rico. I have no idea. What is the answer to this? I'm really not quite sure what you're looking for there, but no. Sorry. So the Kentucky Oaks is a really big deal for the and what's the prize money like for that, for the winner of that thing? Is it Derby like or no?
12.5 million.
All right. And now our guy, our buddy, can we call him our buddy?
Sure.
All right. Mr. Cassie, all right, has got a horse in the Kentucky Oaks, right? And it's who is it? I was gonna say La Casa, but it's not La Casa. La Cara. Okay. All right.
some breaking news
What's that?
from the Oak.
What?
Can I get some music? Come on, man! Like some breaking news music.
All right. Hold on a second. I got some breaking news music for you here. Hold on. I'm looking for it. Just give me 1 second. I'm looking for it. No, that's not it.
All right, forget it. Breaking news: the Oak is going to be delayed because the female horses can't decide who's going to take their picture first.
Well, they don't take pictures of the horse until after the race is run.
I'm just,
I know.
you know.
How
the
quick
whole
is
female
Steven?
thing.
Look on Vivid and see if the amusement parks are open yet, please. I need to go.
Come on, man.
I need to go to Action Park immediately.
It'd have been funny if
What, not Great Adventure?
you
All right.
get to it.
Not Great Adventure?
No, not Great Adventure. All right, so the Oaks, are there good horses in this race? Are there good female horses at this
And
age?
we also have breaking news from this morning. You don't have to play that song. Let me find it here. Which horse was it again? We did have a scratch in the Oaks here, and I can't find it.
Gotta be prepared there, guy.
Yeah, this is not quick. Like the Oak segment's just about over.
5G is scratched.
All right.
We only have 13 going tomorrow.
5G?
Yeah, we're on the 6G.
Yeah, right. I don't know. I feel like I'm running dial up, to be honest with you, but I don't know here.
We have a heavy favorite in Good Cheer who's 6 for 6 lifetime.
That's what I like. I like lightly raced horses that never lose.
But a lot of those races, she steered horses away and only had like a 4-horse field in one race.
How do you scare?
Because she's so good.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to race her.
Yeah, but how does a horse know when another horse is good?
There's
Well-
owners and trainers that say, "Oh, we're going elsewhere."
Oh,
So-
okay. So the horse doesn't say it.
So this is interesting that you said that. So this afternoon, if you didn't see this, go back and watch it. All right. On Conversations today, Jason Worth came on and they were talking about Door Knock. And Door Knock was I guess one of the favorites in the Derby last year, or he was expected to do much better than he did. He had problems, bad race. But Jason Worth, and this fascinated me, he said, afterwards, I went back in the barn and I looked at the horse, and the horse was looking out of his stall at the track. And you can tell that the horse was upset or depressed that he didn't do a good job. And I'm like, wow, I kind of wonder these sort of things. Like, does the horse really know? You know what I mean? But according to Jason Worth, yeah.
You're an animal guy, though, right? I think that you would like to believe that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I absolutely positively would love to. Like, I think a dog would know. I don't know how horses are. You know what I mean? Animals are smart, but I don't know.
Yeah, but like when they compare their brains, or like a smart dog is comparable to a 2-year-old child. It's hard to really think that they can.
But if I was a horse and I was smart, the minute that the jockey takes a whip out and starts whipping me, I would send that jockey flying like 400 feet in the air. So how smart can a horse actually be? Doesn't he know that the horse weighs, what do they weigh, 2,000 pounds, Joe?
About 10 to 1,200.
10 to 1,200 pounds, okay? And he's got 120 pounds on his back. Doesn't he know that he could just smash him like a bug on a windshield?
If their intelligence is what you think it is, right? But they don't, so maybe it's not.
That's what I'm
saying.
That's what I'm trying to figure out here. But
no, dude, I literally think that they have, like, I don't know, there's some love connection with them, but I don't think animals are intelligent like we would like them. We would like to think they are.
dude, most people are not intelligent like we would
Okay,
like them to think that
proves
they
it.
are.
That proves it. Most humans are freaking idiots.
Yeah,
I'll
I'll agree
you
with
guys
that.
out there. I'm talking about everybody else.
Anybody that watches this has got to have some sort of problem, but that's okay. We like people with problems. We have problems. So, but anyway, good, Joe. Give us like the 2-minute version of the Oaks. Well, who do you like? Why do you like them? And where the hell can we see the Oaks? I know that the Kentucky Derby is going to be everywhere all day on Saturday. But where are the Oaks? Do they have to go to OTB, or can they pull this up on FanDuel, or will it be on television somewhere?
You can go on your OTB if they're still around. You can go to your local racetrack. You can go.
Will it be on TV though? Can I just put it on like ABC or NBC or CBS or Peacock? Okay, which is also
FanDuel TV.
FanDuel TV, which is where Caton Bredar will be joining us from in about 30 minutes.
Or if you have an account, you can stream the races through your.
All right. So go ahead now. Who do you like and why?
I gotta go with our boy Mark Cassidy and go with LeCarra.
That's exactly what I'm doing in this thing. LeCarra. I should have loaded up my DraftKings account. It's probably FanDuel account. Yeah, it's probably got money in it. Where the hell's my phone? Let me see if it does. I'll bet on it right now if I can. It's been months since I've been in here.
At
So
least
let's
you'll be
see.
able to do that opposed to me because I can't. For some reason, I'm not getting my text message for the 2-factor authentication.
Oh wow!
And I sent an email. They haven't replied.
Get on your game.
Rodriguez, right? See that? This is why I love FanDuel right here. Like they're telling me right there. Rodriguez scratched. I'm trying to log in. They don't want to tell me. I love FanDuel Racing to track your activity. Sure, why not? Track. Everybody else is there.
What was that? Love handle?
Yes, love handle. Log in. This is the mystery. Can I do this? Let's see here. Go ahead, Joe. So you like Mark's horse.
Yeah, I like Good Cheer, but I think that something's going to happen where she doesn't win for whatever reason there. But I still have her in there.
And Good Cheer is the 6 for 6 horse?
Yes.
Okay.
Ballerina De Oro already has raced twice at tomorrow's distance, a mile and an eighth. Also keep an eye on Take Charge Lady. She is a closer.
Okay.
And I think there's enough speed here where the closers can get, at the very least, a piece of this. So I'm taking Take Charge Lady in my superfecta as well. I got to take LeCarra to win. I'm hoping that the good vibes from us go to Mark Cassie.
Okay.
So I'm going to take him to win. And I'm going 6, 7, 10, 11 for a superfecta.
Ooh. Is that a straight or is that
Boxing.
boxing? Okay.
6, 7, 10,
And
11.
if you box it, it'll be $24 because Churchill Downs, at least they've done it in past years, it's a $1 minimum
Right.
for superfectas Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
I think it's like that down here too.
But when they return from racing next Wednesday or Thursday after they recover, they will go back to 10-cent wagering on the superfecta.
So now these girly horses, all right? After I'm trying all my passwords here. One of them will hit it at some point here. After the we don't recognize this, blah blah blah. For your security, we will lock your account after. All right, I'm gonna have to just do this on my laptop and reset later. After the Oaks, can they run in the Preakness, these girls, if they want to?
If they are good enough.
Okay.
But the only thing is, you will have to, because I don't think any of these fillies are nominated.
Mm-hmm.
It will cost them a certain amount of money to supplement into the Triple Crown Series, and I don't know what the amount is.
All right. So right now, why don't we just nominate Mark's horse for the Preakness?
Well,
La Casa, right? Or what is it? LeCarra.
well, that
Okay.
would be 6.
So we started GoFundMe for that?
No, I nominate LeCarra right now. I'm doing it. Okay.
You identify her.
Yeah. But, you know, it does, there is like entry fees and all that stuff. So
Right.
Look, that's Mark's problem, all right? I'm not the trainer. I'm not the owner. I'm just the nominee, and I'm a nominator, and I nominate.
Nominated.
yeah.
I am like Schwarzenegger, except I am the nominator, and I will be back. So there you go. So who's the horse that we like? You're picking LeCarra to win, and there is this biased because Cassie was with us last night, or do you really like this horse?
I really like this horse. I don't think that she will be on the lead like he thinks. I think he's going to be like right in the 2 or 3 spots.
Wait a minute. So hold on. So you're telling us
That
that you know the horse better than the trainer does, is what that's what we just took out of it.
He knows it better, but you know, I have my gut feeling looking at some of these.
You think that Mark could have been giving out bad information on our show so that the other trainers who watch the show, because we have become the Kentucky Derby hub, it's the place to go with everyone that we've had on.
You're on something there.
Yeah, I mean,
Could be something.
it's a ploy, bro. It's
You
the
won't know till Saturday.
like, don't worry about what's going on with my right hand, just look at my left hand type of thing.
We're gonna post it.
Knicks are up 28-19 with 3 minutes left in the first. I almost right now will get, you know what I would do right now is I will do this right now. I will go on and I will take Detroit plus like 6.5 or whatever I can get right here, because this is going to be a 2-point game, however it ends. All right. So is that whole card for the Oaks tomorrow? Is that a big card, Joe? Or
Yes, they have 12 or 13 races.
okay.
And the whole tomorrow and Saturday, they got stakes race, after stakes race, after stakes race. And that's basically the top horses in different types of races, whether it's older horses, older fillies and mares, turf, dirt, short, long, you name it.
I always thought that they called them stake races because the horse that doesn't win becomes a stake after the race.
Have you ever had a horse steak?
No, I would never eat horse. Not that I know of. I haven't. I don't really. But I don't- I don't think about these things because in my warped mind, which is permanently brain fogged anyway, if I don't think about it, it's not happening. So I just kind of block stuff out. And like, if I thought about it, I would never eat chicken. I wouldn't even eat, I would starve to death because I respect everything that lives, and vegetables live too. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But all right. So, all right. So why don't we do this? If when Frank the Bank is ready, we're ready for him. And I'll tell you that Frank digs in, man. And I'll let Frank tell us exactly who and what he digs into. But Frank is I'm asking you all these different places. Where do you find Peacock? Does Peacock just come on?
I think I get it free
with your Comcast Xfinity? All right.
Yeah, I get it free. I have it free for another year or two.
My guess would be that with Fubo, because you can get all your sports on Fubo, that there is a.
There are lots of ways to stream live TV, but only one has a JD Power Award. Now you can watch the live TV you love with the features you need at a price that
Does this show have a JD Power Award?
Try free at FuboTV.com.
Or like JD Powerless.
Yeah, something like that, right? So Fubo.com, you get your first month for free.
That's awesome.
For free. All right. There's nothing you need to do. You just need to go. No money changes hands. And then next month you put it in your horse's name. Do horses watch TV? I wonder if horses watch TV. Do animals watch TV? Do you ever leave the TV on for your dogs when you go out of the house?
The TV drives my big dog crazy.
Actually, I have seen on my Facebook algorithm these huskies watch.
Not play.
No, Louis.
Oh, okay. I thought you said the Wii. Is the Wii still around?
I have no idea. Yeah, I'm sure I have one because that's what we do. We buy something for the kid. Everybody, yeah, and don't use it, and it's covered in dust and whatnot, and it'll go in a yard sale.
It was cool playing like tennis on it or whatever.
But if you didn't have the strap on tight enough.
Whoa.
No. I mean, all right, that's gonna get it.
Yeah,
But-
easy, Joe. You're gonna get us kicked off here. We bring you on for 1 week, and you're getting us banned from.
Let's try this again.
All right, let's go to the pro here. All right, so Frank Gryboski Jr. is this dude is like horse racing personified. Look, we know Joe's knowledge. Everyone knows Joe's knowledge. Okay. You know what? That noise could have been coming from Frank because he was in, but he was not in, but he was muted. But anyway, it's irrelevant. The show goes on. How you doing, Frank?
What's up, fellas? How are you guys tonight? Thanks for having me on.
No, thanks for coming on, man. Tell us real quick if you can, just in a nutshell, because we got about we got Caton Bredar at 8:30. So,
yeah, she's more important than me, so.
She's more important than a lot of us, but no, you're important. You're the first guy I called, and you know that. I called you weeks ago about tonight, didn't I?
Yes, you did, man. I got to try my best to get you guys some winners.
So what is this? When you go around to the Pegasus and you go to the Breeders' Cup and you're in this great big tournament, what is it? How does it work? How did you get involved in it? How much does that cost you? And how much can you make in this thing?
Just like 10 years ago, I got into the NHC tour, and no, it's pretty much like you can play online contests for like $75 on Friday, or you can go to like live tournaments throughout the country. And if you win a tournament, then you can qualify for Las Vegas. It used the big Las Vegas tournament used to be in February.
It's like America's Got Talent.
Yeah, it used to be in February, the week before the Super Bowl. Now they've moved the tournament to March. But there's like 600 people in the ballroom at Bally's. Now they renamed it the Horseshoe. And First place gets $880,000. 1 year I got 20th. I only cashed one time in 9 years.
Wow. Okay.
But I did have some big scores in the Breeders' Cup. 2 years ago, I got 9th place. I got $108,000. And also then that same year on horsetourneys.com, I got 2nd and 3rd in the Spawn Turf. That was Saratoga and Del Mar. I pretty much hit like half the races winning place. And I got $138,000. And 2 years before that, I got an 11th place in the Breeders' Cup for like $70K. So I'm a gambling junkie, gambling fool. But this is like Christmas and the 4th of July wrapped in one, the Kentucky Derby. I love it, and I'm just so psyched for the weekend.
Awesome. So are you in any sort of tournament? And what are we doing? So you hit me via text. And look, if you hit me via text and I know you, of course I'm going to say, yeah, Frank, if you're doing something.
Pretty
here,
much.
I've invested in you, correct? Is that what I've done?
Yeah, you gave me 200. Pretty much I run a pool. I started during the pandemic because there wasn't a lot to gamble on. So I called all my friends. I live in a little lake community here in Wayne, New Jersey, 20 minutes outside of New York City. So we have a golf course and we know all the boys in town, and pretty much I would rally the troops during COVID because we had nothing.
That doesn't sound good there, Epstein. You know all the boys in town. But all right, leave it alone there. Go ahead, but keep going. All right, go ahead.
So anyway, we'd rally the troops, and I would just tell them, "Yo, we're going to start a pick 5 pool. So we're start betting pick 5s on the weekends." So we had something to do Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and the same thing. What we're doing, I know I'm driving you crazy on the group text message, but I just send everyone the bets. I make the bets, I send it to everyone, and everyone at home drinks and barbecues during COVID, and we had something to do. And we hit a couple times. We hit for like 50 and 35. We probably ended up on the losing end at the end because we kept doing too many tournaments, pools. But either way, we had a lot of fun during that time. So
how are we doing on this one that we're in right now? Are we up, down?
This new pool, I collected $250 per man, and we sold. I made some notes here. Anyway, we have $15,500 in the pot. My friends put up $7,750, and I matched them. So we got $15,500.
That's why they call him Frank the Bank.
Then my crazy idea is to divide that $15,500 up into like 20% thing. So the first 20% we started betting 2 weeks ago on pick 5s, and we were down like almost $2,000. Then we hit one for like 3,600. Then we pitched some away on Sunday. Either way, our first part of our pool, the first initial 3,100, we're down like 1,175. So we still got a good amount. But then the next part, the next 3,100 for the pool, we start betting on Kentucky Oaks Friday, which is tomorrow. We'll start with the initial pick 5. And then another 3,100 we'll do for daily doubles for the Kentucky Derby, races 11 and 12. And then another 3,100 we're going to invest in the late pick 5 for the Kentucky Derby, races 8 through 12. And then the big one, this is the beautiful one. We do a 9-horse super effective box for $1. So if you box 9 horses, you got to multiply 9 times 8 times 7 times 6, and that equals $3,024. And during the regular year, you can bet 20-cent superfectas, but on Kentucky Derby Day, they make it $1 superfecta because I don't think they want to like overcrowd the computer. Because lots of times here in New Jersey, like 4NJ Bets and FanDuel, like the computers go down because everyone's trying to put their bets in. Everyone, their mother's betting on the big Saturday, So lots of times the computers go down, and so that's why they have the dollar minimum instead of 20 cents.
He's basically my financial advisor right now. You realize that all the money that I had socked away from my child's education, I sent it to him. I just Venmo'd it all to him.
I figured you were partners with Quills. You guys were trying to make a vacation score or something.
No. I've spent a few days with Quills. I've had enough. All right, I'm ready to send them back. I'm ready to send them back, Frank. If you can come by, if you swinging by this way, you can pick them up tonight after the show if you want to. But I'm just kidding.
We had fun with you guys down in Pegasus. That was fun.
No, it was a great time, and I think we're all heading back down there this weekend for the Derby, down to Gulfstream to check it out. So real quick, can we? And I know that you worked on the Derby, but can you give us our Oaks sort of pick or winner that you like, and then let's get into the Derby. And I don't know, did you see we had Mark Cassie on with us last night?
No, I did. I've been watching all week. I can't believe all these great guests you guys are having.
We're like Derby Central right here. This is the place to come.
It's pretty awesome. I saw you had Jose Canseco. You guys got everybody now.
Yeah, Jose
Canseco. For the Kentucky Oaks, I'm not going to bullshit you. I mean, I just narrowed it down to 5. Number 11.
Frank, please bullshit us. That's why we bring people on.
There's this. I studied horses for the last 2 damn days. The full card for Friday and the full card for Saturday. It's like 4 hours and 4 hours. So my mind is just twisted, man. There's too many damn horses in all these races. It's like 12 to 14 horses. It's a big mind if you know what I mean. But anyway, for Kentucky Oaks, race 11 tomorrow. I think the Brad Cox horse 11, the Good Cheer. He's the big favorite, and I think the
6 horse.
Yep.
Okay.
I think the only other horses that could probably beat him are 2, 7, 9, and 10. I don't have their names in front of me. But
the Cara's the 7. 7's my lucky number also.
2, 7, 9, and 10. Hopefully can beat that Brad Cox number 11.
9 is Tenma and the 2 is simply.
All right. Cool. All right. So Derby wise, all right.
All right.
Where do you start? Because how I start, Frank, and I just haven't been able to do this yet, is I immediately look for horses to throw out. So any foreign horses where I can't get buyer speed numbers, boom, I toss them. They could be the greatest horse in the world. I just toss them.
I used to do that, but I'm scared of these Japanese horses this year. At least the one that has the lower odds.
Okay. What, Joe? Joe's good.
Did he hear the breaking news from local?
Yeah, you know that there's a horse scratch in the Derby, right?
No, I didn't know that yet.
Yeah, Alex Rodriguez. They caught him juicing. He's out. And
that's one of my top 3 picks. So that shows how.
And this is my financial advisor right here. All right, no wonder.
When did they scratch him? I've been studying all afternoon.
That's what you're not tuned in enough, Frank. You're busy watching Canseco. We kicked his ass weeks ago. You gotta stay with us, man.
He gets us out
here.
Oh,
yeah, he's out a few minutes ago. It scratched.
Well, that's all right. But I can't
I promise everybody, Frank, and I promise you, coming by the end of the year, you'll be able to subscribe to notifications from us, and we will let you know. Bleacher Brothers will let you know. We'll send it to your phone or your email. We'll let you know what's going on, and you tell us. Yeah, I need horse racing breaking news. I need MLB. I need this. I need that. I need to know when Sanders is getting drafted. Boom, we got it. So this will never happen again, Frank. I'm going to handle this problem for you, stat. All right.
Well, that kind of screws me up a bit with Rodriguez out because I really thought he had a chance to wire the field with.
How do you go home and tell? How do you, Junior? Have you ever had to go home and tell your daughter's really bad news, like you're not going to college, kid? My financial advisor messed up your college.
I get the feeling.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Actually, my best pick is number 18, Sovereignty.
Really? Okay, Sovereignty, huh? Let me
with Alvarado and William Mott.
All right.
I think he's going to like the distance. I think he can hopefully get a good trip from the 18 hole. I don't know if the number 18 has ever won the Derby. And I think Joe would probably know that one.
It has, right, Joe?
It's now going to be in the 17 hole, where the 17 has never won.
That's right.
There you go. So he's due. That's the way I see it, man.
So where is the 16? Can somebody, Steven, can you pull up, or Joe, can you pull up if the 16 is one? Because we have an emotional attachment right now to the
17 hole is the only hole that hasn't won the Derby.
When I'm looking. Okay, Steven, can you pull up for me how many times is the 16? The horse that ran out of the 16 hole or the 16th gate or stall or whatever you want to call it, how many times has that horse won the Derby, Steven? And Frank, I'm giving you time to gather right here because I know you're. I mean, the weight of my daughter's future is in your hands, and you know, Rodriguez messed us all up.
I finally made it to the big show here. You know, I'm not with Tommy. You know, I see Tommy's got a new lover going on.
They were on last night. The two of them were on together. They do nothing but bet ping pong now. That's their new thing. He's got no use for you. He's on ping pong now, Frank.
No, I was actually watching. Believe it or not.
Hang on to him, Joe. But you got how many times is the 16 won?
4 times.
4 times. All right. So good. That's good for Cassie. All right. So, but Frank likes the 18 horse.
And also number 14 with Mr. Asmussen, the trainer. Tistastic. Those were going to be my big 3. The number 4, Rodriguez, he's scratched. Number 14, Tistastic, and number 18, Sovereignty.
All right. What? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I do have. I don't know if you want me to keep spewing, but I do have some daily doubles for you for the.
All right, well, let me ask you this first before you give me daily doubles. What about journalism? All right, journalism's a horse that he's the morning line favorite, right, Joe? Just correct me if I'm wrong. All right. So he's 4 out of 5 in his career. I'm gonna
try to beat him because he's only.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping if he doesn't get out of the gate and he gets a bunch of dirt and mud kicked on him, and maybe if he doesn't get up near the lead, I think maybe we can possibly beat him and get lucky. So I was going to kind of toss off journalism and Sandman, which is, I know it sounds a little crazy. I think Sandman might be a little overbet because he's gray and there's a lot of hype to him. Yeah. So I was going to kind of toss those 2 for my trifecta box. I got a trifecta box for everybody, and I have the daily doubles if you'd like to eat them.
I want it, but I got to ask you one more. What about Flying Mohawk? So we had Jason Worth on this afternoon. And, I feel an obligation. Like, Frank, if you had a horse running tomorrow, I would feel obligated to bet your horse now because you took the time to come on the network and share info with us.
Flying Mohawk pretty much just on speed figures alone. I don't think I wouldn't play him.
Okay. But let me ask this, Frank, and then you can give us all the picks that you have. But in the Derby, and Joe, you too, and we'll ask Ms. Bredar the same thing, is that you can handicap your ass off, but you need to be lucky when it comes to the 20 horse fields, right?
Yeah, that's for sure. Like the way I usually look at it, most of the years I usually throw out like the inside horses and the outside horses. So this year I crossed off 1, 2, and 3, and 19 and 20. So now you're down to 15 horses. So I kind of like to play with all the horses in the middle. And then I think Joe would agree that it's going to be a lot of horses are going to go, it's going to be really quick. There's going to be a hot pace. And Joey probably knows all the horses that are going to be out there near the lead. And then.
Oh, he does. He broke it down, and he impressed Mark Cassidy last night. He definitely. Now, what about the weather, Frank? Did you take this into consideration? Have you checked weather reports? They're calling for rain. It may rain. It may not rain.
All week they said no rain, and then you're studying, and now I see it's gonna rain and rain. So, we're gonna have to get lucky, AJ.
Do you change? Do you change on the fly? Do you call audibles if it's a downpour, or what do you do?
We're gonna have to go back and do a lot more homework to go look over everything. Yeah. But I'm pretty much probably going to stick with what I got going.
All right. I like that, man. A guy who sticks to his convictions, June.
Yeah. People mess up when they change their mind.
Exactly. You were definitely not your wife's first choice, and she probably regrets it daily. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she said it to me today.
Yeah. Okay, Frank. So what do you got? And we got to jot this down here. Steven, can you take some notes, Steven? All right, and what we'll do is you screenshot those notes and we'll post them up later too. All right, Frank is okay with that. I mean, you're giving out now, so
sure.
Let's give the audience some money. And here's the deal: if you follow Frank's picks and you make a fortune this weekend, you need to take 10% of that money back and donate it to my kid's college fund. Because Frank, no, you don't need to do that, but donate it somewhere. Donate it to animal rescue or something. Oh. All right. So what do we got, Frank?
Now, we're going to do a $1 trifecta box. It's going to cost $120. And now that
that's how they get you. It's like those penny slot machines. It's like only a penny, then you go max bet. And it's like, how do I bet $12?
Now that Rodriguez is scratched, we're going to throw in Mr. Sandman. So my new numbers are, this is without, I'm throwing out journalism. So we're going to have $1 try box, 7, 9, 10, 14, 17, 18.
15, 17, and 18.
So 7, 9, 10, 14, 17, 18. That's a $1 try box for a $120 bet.
Is it possible at all that Rodriguez was actually deported and not scratched? Is that why he's not in the race? Did they send him down to El Salvador? All right, get it, Frank.
And then just to totally change gears, the late double races 11 and 12. I love betting daily doubles. So race 11. We're going to go with all 3 Chad Brown horses. Number 4, redistricting with Irad Ortiz. Mm-hmm. Number 7, Running Bee with Pratt. And number 10, Spirit of St. Louis with Manuel Franco. So I'm going to take all 3 Chad Brown horses, and then we're going to do daily double like box. Well, Rodriguez is gone, so shit, let's throw in Sandman. We'll throw in Sandman. Tistastic with Asmussen. He's due. And number 18, Sovereignty. So those are that's my big double and my trifecta for you kids.
Now, did you look at the also eligible horse at all during the week, just in case?
Yeah, I did, but off the top of my head, I'd have to
blow your skirt up.
Yeah, I'd have to find it. I don't even have the damn paper in front of me. I don't have the daily racing form. I printed everything out. I'm a mess here.
Oh man, and we just talked about that last night because that's I like the daily racing form. I like to do the old school way.
Yeah, I like everything right there in the book too. But we printed this out on Monday so I can get ahead of schedule.
All right, so
pretty much put all your money on Sovereignty.
You got that, June?
I hear him, but I don't believe him.
You don't believe? How can you not believe him? When was the last time you won anything? Period.
Last time I bet. I win in life, dude.
You win in life. All right. Sovereignty. Pay no mind to him, Frank. He's
I'm saying, man.
This is we're doing that Make-A-Wish week, and he's one of the Make-A-Wish kids. So that's why
Junior?
Yeah.
Junior's got the best smile there. He's always smiling every day here.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Well, if you got to sit across from me every day, wouldn't you be smiling too?
Yeah, sure.
So where are you watching the race at? What's your routine? I'm imagining that you're constantly calculating all day long on race day, and you're rethinking and refiguring. And is that how it works?
Yeah, pretty much. I have all my notes. I got to sit there. I got to lay off the whiskey so we can make it to 6:30 at night with all my buddies here. But yeah, I'm gonna have all my friends over in the backyard. It does suck that it's supposed to be like 40-50% chance of thunderstorms all day. But we have a gazebo and a tent, and 4 30-packs and a couple bottles of Jameson, and we're ready to go. I got everything to turn on. Light the smoker up tomorrow. We're cooking everything 2 days.
That sounds like our Derby location next year. Screw Churchill. Defoe's got me all hyped up to go to Churchill now. I don't know. I'd rather be at Frank's house, I think. Even though it's Jersey, I'd rather be at Frank's house.
I took 2 days off from work, and I got everything done, so I could just chill from now till through the weekend.
How many people you have over for this thing? And is this a tradition? Every Derby you do this?
Yeah, it's usually like the same 10 or 12, but I don't think the rain's going to help us out very much. So probably have 5 or 6 only.
Now, what do you do for the Preakness? Do you sit alone in the dark, or do you have another party?
The Preakness, we have a new buddy from LSU, from Louisiana, my buddy Brett. I met some horse racing dude. Anyway, he's from Louisiana, and they do like crawfish boils. So we're gonna get some crawfish sent up and do like a crawfish boil in the backyard. I had to buy a big pot for $200, and he's got some connections. His buddy has like a mud farm or some shit, excuse my language, and they're gonna send up 2 30-pound packs of crawfish.
What's a mud farm? I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
Breed them.
Oh, they breed these crawfish?
Yeah, they collect them and they mail them out. Pretty cool. Something different.
Yeah.
It's like hot sauce and beer and crawfish and horse racing and gambling, and it's a beautiful thing.
That sounds like a TikTok channel right there. Yeah. Just crawfish and mud farms. Is that what it was? Mud bats and mud farms and Frank's backyard. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a thing. We have fun.
So now, do you have the need to go to a track to put bets in, or do you do it all on the app? Or
usually, I just get a big wad of cash and run down to FanDuel, which is like 20 minutes away, down by the Meadowlands by Giant Stadium, and just deposit it. But this week, I was just depositing like $2,000 a day. That's the max I can deposit per day.
They put a max on what you can put in?
Maybe because it's my debit card. I don't really know, but either way, I just keep chipping away. But my account's totally funded now. We're back up to I put the whole 15.5 in there like I was supposed to, minus the 1,200 that we're down.
I think he's setting me up. I think that when every share is worth like $4 million after Frank gets a hold of the Derby this weekend, I'm going to have to collect it like $200 a day, because they're putting restrictions on him. The debit card, exactly. Yeah. Hey, no, we're good because my brother works for the Gaming Commission of New Jersey. He literally can revoke. He's got the power. I think he's in Vegas right now, actually, my brother, on business. But he's got the power to revoke someone's. And the way it works, I don't know if you know this, Frank, but let's say you're on the board of FanDuel. If you get revoked, FanDuel gets revoked. It's so insanely nuts. He explained to me. I'm like, wow, you're a powerful dude, huh?
Who does Joey like for the big race?
Well, Joe, who do you like? Let's get it out here.
With all the speed that's in the race, we still have speed. The first 5 positions: Citizen Bull. You have Citizen Bull is going to go for lead. Let me find it. Yeah, this is great. Miocos is going to go for the lead.
Is this Lucha on Ice night?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Lucha Correct. American Promise is going to go for the lead, and Meyer Daytona is going to go for the lead as well. They're going to go insanely fast. You also have Owen Almighty going for the lead. You also got East Avenue going for the lead. That's going to set up a blistering pace, and it's going to be just like the Arkansas Derby. They get the Enter Sandman playing at about 7:02 when he crosses the line first.
Boom.
Wow. Yeah, Frank, when you're doing your research, is it all based on the form, or are you watching video? Are you going back? Because Joe goes back. I mean, Joe is searching videos and watching past races and all that. What's your process?
My process, no one really teaches.
Mo.
No, not at all. No one teaches you how to read the book, but without trying to bore everyone, it's like really all math for me. Like first I look at the jockey percentage and then the trainer percentage. Like if anything's lower than 10% for the jockey and trainer, I usually toss it. Then I go straight to the workouts. So say it's 5 furlongs. So like an average furlong, they're going to do like 12 seconds. So anything under anything under 1 minute. So like 59 seconds, we'll get a circle. If they're doing like 4 furlongs, so 4 times 12 is 48. So if they're running 47 seconds, that gets a circle. So pretty much I circle all the positive things: the trainer percentage, the jockey percentage, the good times, then how they did at the track, at the distance. And then I look at the favorite and I look at his speed figures. And I can see like, oh, he's the favorite and he's running like a 95. Then I can look
when
at
you say speed figures, are you talking about buyer speed figures?
Yeah, daily racing form buyer speed figures. So then I compare all the speed figures, and then I pretty much look at like the class, what different kind of classes they've been racing at, like if normal racing, if they're in like an optional claiming 60 or they're moving down to a claiming 20. So if they're going up in class or down in class, and you kind of get a feel for it.
You following this, June? All right, there's going to be a test on this. All right.
But it's like a whole thing on. It's a little much, man. We do a lot of homework. Probably, we do a lot of work just to try to. It's like a computer in your brain, and it spits out a few horses, and hopefully they win. That's it. But definitely trying to do my studies.
Yeah, but look, obviously you have a reputation because you got people. All you got to do is blow out a text. And you can quickly pull together $15,000 so people know that you're serious about what you do. And
yeah, pretty much, it's pretty cool.
But I mean, there is that possibility that this weekend doesn't end up like anything that you feel like it'll end up. So, I mean, how do you feel? How would you feel if it just crashed?
No, if we just lose all our 15K, it is what it is. We just get ready for the Breeders' Cup or the next tournament.
I like the mentality. Absolutely.
But we keep pushing. Like I went to that Pegasus tournament, and it was 2 $6,000 buy-ins, and I pushed all in with my one entry. I lost. I pushed all in with my other entry. I hit, and I was up near 4th place, and first place was like, I don't remember off the top of my head. I think of like 100K plus your bankroll, and I was in like 3rd or 4th. I probably could have just sat there content and just play one more race to show, but I kind of got a little ahead of myself. And either way, I bet the next race, everything to show like an asshole. And then I ended up losing, but I was right there in 4th place. And I don't know, if you take chances and you push in, that's how I keep getting in the top 10 in the Breeders' Cup. I get 2 entries and I just kind of muscle my way up there near the top by pushing all in daily doubles.
I like it. I like it. For me, taking chances is just getting out of bed in the mornings at my age. You know what I mean? Yeah, no doubt. The way
but,
feeling.
You have to win. You have to win a couple of these tournaments, or else you're gonna, you're working for nothing. But you got to hit. Well, I got no wife and kids, Frank, so I got to do something with my money.
Well, you know what, Frank, you're my go-to guy, and I'm looking forward to next Derby, so we can be up there in Wayne, New Jersey at this. And Frank, we're planning on broadcasting from Monmouth this summer, and it might actually fall right around Haskell time, but I'm going to expect you'll be there with us.
Yeah, my brother's friends, they all have a party. My brother lives in Monmouth, so they have a big party right on the finish line right there. So we'll get some free food anyway.
All right, we will. Frank, thank you so much, man.
Coach,
appreciate
thank you very
it.
much. Enjoy the holiday this Saturday, and appreciate you guys having me on.
No, we appreciate you coming. And remember, Frank, one thing. My child's Ivy League education is in your hands at this point. You are my financial advisor, so no pressure.
When I hit for 150,000, you have me on next week, buddy.
Absolutely, positively. We'll have you on next week either way.
Joey,
all right,
enjoy your day, man. See you guys.
Thanks, Frank. We're going to take a real quick break. When we come back, Caton Bredar will be joining us, okay? So everybody sit where you are, and yeah, absolutely. We are just I'm ready for this, man. I'm ready for it. I love this, actually.
It's on the radar.
Yep.
Remember, everything's hot. I feel like this song right here is like Frank's mentality. I don't care. I'll just drive it into a wall or a bridge or whatever, and then I'll just do it all over again. But I guess that is one way to get through life, right?
I trust guys like that.
You trust them? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want somebody half in. There's no such thing. You're either all in or you're not in at all.
Exactly.
So, and we're all in, and we're going to cap off this Derby week of we are the go-to place. I mean, and this is actually her second appearance on the Bleacher Brothers Sports Network this week. She was on with on Conversations with Jeff DeForest the other day. So we are going to welcome, and I know Joe will correct me, Caton Bredar to the show. FanDuel TVG, the best, and it almost sounds like galloping behind her. But hey, how are you?
I think it's wind. I stepped outside. I'm great, and I'm really happy to be with you guys. FanDuel has a dinner for all of us at a really neat restaurant called the River House in Louisville, sort of to celebrate the kickoff to the big days tomorrow and the next night. So I stepped outside, and it's very windy. So that's the galloping you hear right now.
Well, we won't keep you too long. We don't want to pull you away from dinner, but how, so what's the vibe like? How many derbies have you done? How many derby weekends have you done? Do you still get excited about it, or is it more work now? And it's sort of like, I gotta do this.
No, I don't think it'll ever be work. I honestly, I know that sounds cliche, but, you know, I've actually been coming to the Derby as a fan since Winning Colors won in 1988. So that was my first Derby. But I've worked every year with the exception of COVID for about the last 10, it's actually more like 15 years because of working for the local affiliate, even before I lived here. There's no way to describe the excitement. The whole world kind of focuses on Louisville, Kentucky and on a horse race. And if you are born and grow up in the sport like I did, you kind of live for those types of moments. And it truly is a privilege to get to be on the grounds and to get to cover those horses and be there every morning. So no, I don't think that part will ever get old.
Awesome. You know, it just sounds like it's the most exciting 2 minutes, June. If you don't know this in sports, it is.
Bucket list.
Yeah, it is. And I got that when Jeff had Defo had Jason Worth on today, and it's the very first time I've ever wanted to go to Churchill because I don't like being around that many people, but he just made it look like such the place to be. And we're going to have to do it. So yeah, we do. We definitely do. So can we ask you, we'll cut straight to the point on tomorrow with the Oaks. Who do you like?
I like good cheer. I know that's, you know, everybody wants to beat the favorites, but in this case, I don't think that makes sense. I'll go for that in the Derby, but the Oaks with a little bit smaller field is always more formful. She's done absolutely nothing wrong. She's been as consistent as any horse out there in either of the big races. And I just expect her to run another big race. She's not flashy. She might not have the speed figures quite as fast as some of the others, but she knows how to win.
And weather at this moment, so are we still looking at possible rain, definite rain, or we're not sure?
At this point, I'll never say definite. That's for sure. It's supposed to rain. I don't know how much. It was supposed to rain a lot today. It never happened. I mean, we got like just a drizzle. That was it. A couple little outbursts. So, you know, hopefully that it doesn't come, it holds off, but we are supposed to get some rain. I will say the track can take a lot of water but it just depends on how much and how close to the big race. If that happens, I don't think it'll hurt good cheer at all. And that's the other good part of it. But I'm looking at a horse at a price though, that there's a lot of naysayers. Bob Baffert's brought the filly Tenma in, and she's won her last 4 races, not against great horses, but at the same time, I think she's fast and I think she knows how to win. So I'm kind of using her with good cheer, but good cheer is my horse.
Awesome. All right. So we got the Oaks covered.
Yeah.
Who do you give us a live long shot that may not be jumping out at us novices? That we should look at?
In the Oaks or in the Derby?
No,
Okay,
in
the Derby, I've got the horse. I love Final Gambit. I think he's actually got a shot to win it, but I definitely am using him underneath my top pick. Sovereignty is my top pick. He's going to be probably third choice in the betting, but Final Gambit should be close to 20-1 when all is said and done. He's never run on the dirt. So it's a big if, but he's trained beautifully on it. I think he's bred for it. It's a great story because Brad Cox has won all kinds of big races and is a Louisville guy, born and raised. And he did win the Derby, but via DQ with Mandaloun a few years ago. And it didn't happen for a few years until it was all worked through the court system. So he's never gotten the experience of, the whole win there. And his horse is going to be a big price, sneaky under the radar. He had a good shot with another horse who had to scratch because of an injury. I think it's just kind of it's the perfect setting. And I love the fact that I get a good price on a trainer that almost always gets bet down.
I love it. And so let me ask you this, on a horse that will be a very low price and will be pumped on TV all day long when everyone that never follows horse racing tunes in for that one day, is there a popular choice that we should just toss and say, you know what, don't waste your time on that?
I know I would never talk anybody off of a horse, but the horse that I'm not using at all, that is going to be one of those lower priced horses, is Sandman. He's kind of a striking gray. He's got a lot of clout behind him as far as social media is concerned. One of the owners is a big influencer, and he's a good story too, but I think he's too quirky. He tends to run a little bit erratically. I think he's a nice horse, but I don't think he's beaten the caliber of competition that some of the others have. And he is going to get bet down quite a lot. So that's the horse that I'm playing against. The horse that I'm not putting on top, but that everybody's going to talk about, is Journalism. Journalism will be the favorite. He deserves to be the favorite. But he got into some traffic trouble in a 5-horse field in California. I just don't see him getting a trouble-free trip in the Derby with so many horses. So I'm playing for him to be a factor and to run well, but not to win. And if you can do that, if he doesn't win, you're going to get a really nice payoff, even if he runs a really good second.
Wow. Well, and now we're completely confused because we had Mark Cassie on last night and he got us all hyped up on Sandman. So, oh my goodness. Joe, you have a question for?
Yes. You mentioned with Defo on Tuesday with the rain and how the track is packed down. Can you explain that to our viewers so that, like, for example, Final Gambit, he is running on the dirt for the first time, but he may be able to transition with a packed down, sloppy sealed track.
Yeah, for sure. Well, first off, horses that run synthetic really well usually like sloppy racetracks. They kind of just are a little bit, it might be a texture thing as much as anything, but they seem to like it. It plays more like turf or synthetic. But if it's packed down tight and rolled, it is an even surface. And so you're going from horses who've been running over a little bit more tiring synthetic surface, but that's very consistent, right, to a track that's packed down. What they'll do in preparation for the rain, if it looks like there's a possibility that it's going to happen, they actually seal the track and they roll it. So it's buttoned down tight. You don't see any ridges. You don't see anything. And it's almost as if, on the beach where the water hits the sand and it's packed down so firm that you actually get your best footing on that portion of it. Much different than racing over the deeper stuff. So I think he will appreciate that if you do get that kind of a racetrack.
Wow. I had no idea of any of this. Is this all new technology, Joe, that's just come up in the past year or so?
They've been sealing tracks for about 15, 20 years now. I think
explains it.
Turfway Park was one of the first tracks that did it.
Okay. All right.
Before they went to the synthetic.
I just remember the old days at Monmouth where I grew up, where the rain came and everybody scratched.
I lived through that Breeders' Cup at Monmouth Park when it was as rainy as I've ever seen it before.
So are you, after the Derby, Are you relieved, or is it just all right? Excitement, boom, let's get on to the Preakness.
Well, you're kind of, if I hit the win, I'll definitely be relieved. When it's all said and done, I'll be really happy too. But you know what? There's obviously excitement for the people that are around the winner. And then there's a little bit of a letdown for everybody else, because typically those horses don't go on and it's a shorter field and there's kind of less storylines. But everybody gets pretty pumped up for the Preakness because of it's truthfully, as much as I love the Derby, the one you got to go to someday is the Preakness, because it is a party. Baltimore knows how to throw a good party. They take care of everybody. The hospitality is second to none, and it's a little easier to navigate than Louisville as far as just parking and amenities and getting around and getting downtown and everything else. More hotel rooms. You know, so I love the Preakness, and I think most everybody does. This year, it's the last year that they'll run in the old Pimlico building. So after this running, the Pimlico racetrack, the grandstand, is going to be leveled, and they're going to rebuild there. And it is badly in need of renovations. It's one of the oldest grandstands in America. But so this is really historic because it will be the last one run in the historic facility.
And it'll be cool to say that you were there for it. And then right after that, you get to go up to Saratoga. Now, is it more of a pain in the ass that the Belmont is in Saratoga right now, or is it not matter because it's
more
Saratoga?
expensive? Let me put it that way. But it's, you know, it is special because it's Saratoga. And I mean, for me, I live in Louisville, so the flight to Albany on Southwest is really pretty easy. So.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Well, look, we don't want to keep you from dinner.
No,
we appreciate the time tonight. Absolutely, positively. Hopefully, as it goes on, and I'm totally confused now. I don't know what to do with Sam. What about Flying Mohawk? Because I feel obligated now to Jason that I should like his horse for coming on today.
Well, I will tell you that Flying Mohawk was second to the horse I gave you as the long shot, the final gambit. So, I mean, if you respect one, you probably should respect the other too. You know, I'm only going to use him on a few tickets, but I will definitely be kind of rooting for him as well. And that is a good group of people that are around that horse.
And I have to root for Jason Worth because I live in Philadelphia.
There you go.
Here in Florida,
there you go. Awesome. Caton, thank you so much for taking time tonight. We're going to let you go back to dinner, but just promise us that if it warrants, you'll come back on with us during this Triple Crown period and when we're not pulling you away from dinner.
My pleasure, and I would do it anytime. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Have a great dinner. I hope it's good. I hope it's fancy, and I hope it's expensive, and the FanDuel's picking it all up. So,
they take care of us.
Have a great weekend.
You too.
Thank you so much.
All right. How good was that? We get the best of the best here. Now what we have to do is unscramble our brains between Mark and Jason and Frank and Joe. And then the very little that we know, all you know is to do what I do, because you know that's proven. It's proven to be a winner from year after year after year.
What am I going to say? What did you learn today? I'm totally confused.
So I look for signs sometimes, okay? And in the Jason interview today, he was talking about Final Gamut. He couldn't remember the horse's name. He knew it was Gamut. Yeah. But he's like, something Gamut. So I looked it up and I'm like, Final Gamut's the only reason that this horse is even in my head at this point.
Right.
But now she's given it to us as the live long shot. And then if you take it and she's tossing Sandman, but I mean the home track advantage, Joe, it's got to hold some weight, right? And the fast turner, right? He's a fast turner.
Yeah, and on top of that, he's going to get the same setup he had in the Arkansas Derby.
But he's going to be overbet because of social media's influence. Yeah. And we're contributing to that because that's what we do. We're influencers.
But there's so much money, so much dead money going into the pools. And of course, dead money will come on to Sandman, journalism. Everybody's going to have dead money. It's just a matter of how much dead money's on each horse here.
What if we bring Frank back on real fast and see if anything's changed on Frank after hearing? All right. Yeah, he's here. Frank, you mind coming back on real quick? I'm sure you heard all of that.
Yeah, you're throwing me for a loop here.
Does that change? Does it? But I'm sure you heard Caton. Does anything that she said change your mind at all, or make you think twice?
I think,
or
she kind of agreed with me. That's how I took it. With journalism, if he doesn't get a great trip. But yeah, Sandman, I thought was going to be over bet. I don't have too much more for you, buddy.
All right. I just wanted to check back in. I mean, you're my financial advisor, bro. I got to check right back in with you. So we'll let you go back. We'll talk to you next week. We appreciate it, Frank. All right.
AJ, have a good night.
All right. You too. See, AJ, you didn't care about either one of you guys. All right. So, Joe, give us your breakdown. What do you like in the Derby?
I like the 17, obviously. I think he's going to get the same setup he had in the Arkansas Derby. I'm throwing Gambit in there. I got sold with Caton Bredar on Tuesday with Depot show about the turf,
the pack down
track, especially with the synthetic there. I'm taking the 10. The 10
Grandy.
I'm taking the 10 Grandy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm taking the 6.
Okay.
I'm throwing.
Oh, I threw the Japan horse.
Or wait a second. The second Japan.
Luxor Cafe.
Luxor Cafe. I watched a couple of the races. Able to find it. He's going to be close. He's going to be closing at the end too.
Okay. Closing at the end is Luxor. I got to throw them out, June. I don't know how to read all. It's like written foreign, these two horses.
Just tell me the numbers and tell me.
6 and 7, toss them out right here. But you want the 7 in the Oaks, I believe, is what we got from Frank, right? The 7 in the Oaks. I wrote it down. Somebody's got to decipher all my notes here that I wrote down here. But yeah, and then I got numbers everywhere. There's just number. I need Ben Affleck. I need the accountant right now to straighten all this out for me right here. All right, and a long shot that you love the most. If somebody was to drop, say, 50 grand in your pocket and say, go and bet it on one horse right now and live the rest of your life, who is that?
If the requirement's a long shot, fine.
All right, cool. All right, let's do this. Let's pause for 2 minutes and then let's come back and wrap the entire week up, and then we go on spring break. Does that work? All right, cool. Everybody sit tight. We're coming back, and if there's chat, we'll go to the chat and all that sort of stuff. But we'll be back and wrap this week up with Bleacher Brothers Kentucky Derby show action right after this.
Apologies, I had 18 tabs open and then 3 word files and everything. So that's why I was like,
Yeah, no, I do the same thing. Except for tonight, I didn't have to be prepared for tonight because I'm going to show about this shit.
I had 18 tabs open and then 3 word files and everything. So that's why I was like,
Yeah, no, I do the same thing. Except for tonight, man.
All right, Steven, let me talk to you for a minute. All right, buddy?
Okay.
Is it getting hot in there, Steven? You did your wardrobe change. Who are you, Jennifer Lopez?
It's kind of getting a little warm. I got a little warm, so I took off my jacket, and I have my window open, so there's air flowing.
Still got your
I still
pants
have my
on, right?
shorts. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good. Thank goodness. You know, you had to check, huh? Wow.
I'll be trying out for the chicken nuggets later.
Wow. Okay. All right. Cool. So Stephen, what did you learn tonight? And did we learn anything tonight, or are you more confused tonight than you were going into the show?
I learned a lot about horse racing, you know, this whole week with it, kind of learning everything, you know,
tell me something specifically.
We have all these different horses and, you know, how to bet them properly and how to throw out which ones you don't want to bet on. So it felt like a lot of learning stuff with this horse stuff, because I never knew a lot about this stuff because I don't pay attention to it. But
what do you think of this possible law that Donald Trump is thinking of signing an executive order on that says when you go to the racetrack and you want to throw a horse out, you can just shoot him right on the track before he goes into the gate? Do you think that will pass? And do you think that's a good idea?
I don't think it's going to pass, because then what if you bet on that horse they shoot?
That's what probably makes it more exciting then, right? Because you would think that no one's going to shoot Sandman because he's got the social media backing of a Kardashian behind him, and the Bleacher Brothers show, and Metallica.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, do you have the itch to go to run out to what's the closest track to you? Is it Del Mar to Uber over to Del Mar for $376 and put a $2 win bet in now?
Yeah, I think. Let me see where the closest is.
And who would you bet on at this point?
No.
You know. Okay. All right. So eeny, meeny, miny, moe. I'll come back to you, Steve. What, June? Anything tonight did you learn, or you're just more?
Much more confused than when we got here.
Yeah.
But I'm still confident. Sandman. Let's go.
All right. All right. June is on Sandman. I'm seeing a sign though with this final gambit here.
That's the
and Queen's Gambit. Did you ever see that? Great miniseries about chess on Netflix. See that, Joe? Queen's Gambit?
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, great. Fantastic. If you don't like chess and the name sounds kind of fruity and you think you wouldn't like it, you would. It's a great show. No problem, Steven. Just take your time.
I'm just reading, you know, making sure I can do betting on horse racing in California.
Yeah, I bet you can.
Yeah.
With FanDuel racing.
All right. All right. So give us a pick, Steven. Give us a pick here for your Kentucky Derby.
Honestly, I'm going with Sandman, you know, even though we all have different points of view. It's tough because there's so many horses, like you know, like how you said.
Only my point of view can be correct, though. Remember that. But go ahead.
Yeah,
just spit it out.
So like you said earlier, you know, when you look at the sheet, it's like you don't like for you don't understand it, but Joe does. So it's like, how would I have to read the paper? I have, like Frank says, you have to know how they practice and everything and how they prepare. So you got to kind of look at those things.
Exactly. I couldn't have said about exactly what they eat, when their last bowel movement was, exactly how they're sleeping, if they have a goat or if they don't have a goat. Yeah, that's true. Standing up or laying down, and if the horse bites somebody a day before when he's getting his picture taken, all those things have to be taken into account when you take your hard-earned money. And I'm a little bit nervous that Frank doesn't take all that into account right now. I mean, yeah, I mean, gosh. All right, Joe, what did we learn this week with you in studio and hanging out with us in here this week?
First, I learned that
Nick
likes Go Black. That's the first thing. I learned that Rodriguez got
I'm not really quite sure, but all right.
Can you
elaborate
on that?
His camera kept going black. Yeah.
Oh yes, that's right. Okay.
And also.
And here, let me just say one thing that I don't think we learned this. We already know the Knicks suck, and they blew that gigantic lead, and it's tied 61-61 right now.
I learned Nick goes black. That's what I learned.
And also, final game that has a chance if the clock track comes up sloppy and is sealed tight.
Yeah, we'll know. We'll know more Saturday.
Well, and here's the exciting thing is we'll be bringing, the plan is for us to be bringing action all day Saturday on Twitter, on X, on both of them, Twitter and X. Okay. because it's Throwback Thursday. So we're going to throw it back. And Instagram and Facebook. We'll be putting it out there. And we'll have, here's the over-under. Here's the bets that we need to consider right now. How many ping pong parlays break out when we're at Gulfstream on Saturday?
I don't know. Well, Chaton's there, I'm sure, a lot.
That's why I'm saying. And then also, how many times does Tom mysteriously vanish just long enough to smoke a cigarette and come back and say, I wasn't smoking a cigarette?
Or, yeah, but I mean, there's no way we're not going to be able to smell it.
Or
The whole place is going to smell like a cigar
or
and ass. So,
or somebody gets a Deadpool.
yeah, well, you're the only one left in the Deadpool,
Well,
right?
I think I'm out too.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Yeah.
they'll bring the tarp out and they'll just go.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I don't know. I guess.
Till next week.
I guess it's the end. Yeah, we're gonna thank Roy Hinson again, Craig Elo, Billy Jaffe, Steve Hartman, who up to this point put out the clip of the week when he said, "Look, this is it for LeBron in LA. So it's done. It's over." And I tend to agree, but I think it's just over for LA. Period, because you're never going to win with Luka as your big guy. Mark Cassie, we're rooting for you. All right.
Absolutely.
Joe Klein. Are we rooting for Joe? Does Joe have anything that we need to root for at this moment?
Retirement?
No, but yeah, we root for Joe Klein. Hell yeah, he was awesome.
All right. We thank Jason Worth. There's more. Defo had a whole bunch of
or whatever.
people.
With that Dave
Huh?
guy
What's
we
Steven?
had too.
The Dave guy
Gangona.
that we had.
Gona.
Oh,
Yeah,
Dave
I forgot
Gangona,
about
of course. Absolutely. That Dave guy. Yes. Dave Gangona. Absolutely. Positively. Thanks, Chris Visser, for setting everything up,
Thanks,
for Cube
Chris.
coming in. Everybody that watched, and we'll be back. Remember, no Monday, no Tuesday, but the Bleacher Brothers show will be back Wednesday. And we'll have Uncle Rico and Troy West and Nick the Flick and Chef Tom and all the characters, plus other great guests. And we'll recap all your NBA action and your NHL action and the Kentucky Derby. And stay tuned to all of our social accounts. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, Facebook, X, and keep up with our picks and everything else that we have going on. Until next week, have a fantastic weekend. Thanks for watching. And remember, we don't have the slightest clue who's going to win the Derby.
Salty never, never,